post-match. Prepare to be sick of me. Yep. Whoa. It says renew in 2026. You telling me I did it, but how long can you claim your cards? What do they say? February 2028, and residency will be done June 2029. So it's fine. I could have sworn I saved this though. Oh, BLS 2026. LOL. It is saved. Okay. Submit that in an email. Okay, and now I can send this to my program coordinator, and then we are all good with that. Hey y'all, welcome back to Made to Medicine with Vicks. That is me. I am a newly matched incoming resident physician for family medicine, or I guess I should say a newly matched incoming family medicine resident physician. That is a mouthful. It's me, y'all. Hey. And Friday, my program director did call to congratulate me, which was great. Super excited to be here at this program because I did indeed match my number one, and very Friday felt like a dream. Legit, it did not feel real at all. But they told me that I was supposed to get some emails from program coordinator and something else. So I did get some random email Friday. I didn't know what that was about, so I didn't respond. And then I got an email today from my program coordinator saying that they're in need of my social security number, whether I'm a U.S. citizen or not, some certificate. I don't know what that is, but it says if it applies to you. So I'm assuming it doesn't apply to me since I don't know what that certificate is. Personal email address, city, state, country, where I was born, some other form that they need so they can get some third-party authorization, and some other form, and then my basic life support training card. So the two forms, they were not attached, and the coordinator is off work now by the time I've seen the email. So I'm sending in, or did I just press send? Yeah, I'm about to press send for this email. I just want to double check that I had everything they requested. And I do. So yeah, sending that email in. And yesterday, one of my co-residents had created a group chat with all of us in there. And I was just smiling and just so excited because it's just cool. I love connecting with people, vibing with people. And we just talked about a litany of things from sports to fitness, where are people from right now. And we really doing this. That part is so wild to me. Since recording the video, I have officially gotten access to this website, and y'all, this low-key kind of crazy. So I'll log in, and of course it has my onboarding checklist, and it says that I've completed almost everything, and I ain't submit nothing. But I checked, and some of it is my transcript, which they just took from my application, and my CV, curriculum vitae. But I'm assuming this is the website that I'm going to be using in residency because it's my evaluation results. I definitely forgot all about that. Third year medical school, you get evaluations at the end of every single rotation. Same thing with fourth year. But fourth year, I didn't have as many rotations. And I'll still be evaluated in residency. And there's a book that I got from a conference last summer that showed me I need to be contacting and reaching out to the attending the weekend before I start each new rotation, just to acclimate myself and also get expectations, and if I have any goals for myself on the rotation, to let them know that as well. So this reminded me of that. Completed evaluations about me and by me, so I'm apparently evaluating people as well. Okay, news to me. Logging my work hours. I think residents work 80 hours a week on average. So some weeks you could work more than 80, some weeks less than. Procedure log report, my log books, continuity clinic. So I believe as a first year, because family medicine is all about continuity of care, which is one of the main reasons why I chose it. And I think as a first year, you have continuity clinic a half a day each week. And then as the years go on, you're in the clinic more and less hospital time. But my first year would be heavy inpatient rotations. My assignment schedule, my rotation schedule. So y'all know, the moment I logged on here, I clicked rotation schedule and was like, what y'all scheduled me for? And ain't nothing there. They haven't released the schedules for the upcoming residency year. And I guess at some point they're going to be asking us what vacation time we want. And I can only take 2 vacations a year or 1 4-week long vacation. So 2 weeks or 1 4-week. And I'm definitely doing the 2 by 2 because come on, be so for real. And I believe this is the second look I went to where they were if you work a holiday, then you get to buy that time back as long as you're not in your inpatient rotation. So for first year, I don't really know how that looks since most of my rotations are inpatient. But the way I will be using that bulk time to give me some 3-day weekends every now and again, like, let's do it. And depending on the holiday, like, I really don't mind working them if, like, I'm off and my co-resident needs me, or like anyone else needs me to work it. Not a big deal for me. I just really, really pray I get Christmas off. That's the only holiday I care the most about. All right, conference calendar, my conference attendance report, information listing, group emails, complete evaluations, and time off. So they also have 3 announcements here. The first one is telling us, ooh, I just hit my cord. My computer went off. Okay. The first one is telling us where the on-call rooms are, or the call rooms are. They were like, if you're too sleepy to drive home, if you got called in overnight, or if you're just on night float, you have to call this number to reserve the room to get in there or whatever. Cool. And then there's a link if you're a resident or a fellow and you have some concerns that you'd like to discuss, submit them there anonymously, and some mental health resources. So I feel like when I first recorded this video, I don't know, I was still just like, match. And now I'm 7 days since matching. And I will say this is still super exciting and also very scary. Like, I'm really going to be making decisions on people's lives. Obviously, folks are still, supervising me. Like, as a medical student, I would go to the resident. So I would be going to the intern or the senior on shift. And then the resident then goes to the attending. So it's still, a chain of command, but I'll have a lot more autonomy. And like, we'll also have medical students. So I'll be responsible for teaching people. I believe the first half of the year, people don't really intend on interns to do any teaching because you're really just trying to acclimate yourself and finding your footing. But I'm really, really passionate about teaching. Like, I tutored all of my time in medical school and even time before that, like a pre-med student. So I really, really enjoy teaching. And the more I teach, the more I learn and I enhance and strengthen my skills. And that's going to be my studying too on shift, because I can't see myself coming home the first 6 months to study for step 3. I have no plans on when I'm going to take step 3. The other day, a physician called me because, it's just so many people that you have to update on, like matching and where you matched at, what the specialty is, all these other things. And so they called me and were like, okay, good job. That's amazing. So what's going on with step 3? You need to start studying. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, I'm not doing it. I am burnt crisp right now. Okay. And a lot of people will try to force you to do that. And if you feel like you're ready to study, go ahead and do your thing, Jim Shoe. But as for me and my house, it's not happening. Not right now. And for real, I probably won't study at all before residency starts. Like, although I have been done with school for 3 months, I still just feel so tired. And my sleep schedule has yet to catch up to where it needs to be as well. So there's that. But like, the week before I start residency, I will, gather, or like that last month, I will gather materials, manuals, or like PDFs that I need on my iPad when I'm at the hospital that'll help me with my decision-making skills. Because obviously I'll be rusty, because at that point it would have been 7 months since I'd been, or like 6.5 months since I'd been on a clinical rotation. So definitely rusty, because if you don't use it, you lose it. And I get that. And also, I'm not studying right now. The goal is to enjoy where I am and where, this break before life hits the fan. But this is definitely exciting, like coming on here and just seeing like, oh, I got a checklist. I got things to do. And talking about due by the 3rd. That is next, like Friday. Yeah, that's next Friday. I really thought it was due in 2 Fridays from now, but I mean, whatever. All that to say is, to all of the incoming residents, congrats again, y'all. We did it. Like, we did it. And please stay on top of your paperwork. I made a reel and I believe I posted it on YouTube as well. If I didn't, I will go through that real quickly of tips that you need to follow before, like, preparing for a residency. And they are as such. Okay. So the tips I provided are, if you applied using your school email, please provide your program with a personal email. My friends told me last year to create an email address specifically for residency applications, because you don't want to miss anything. Like, my personal email literally has almost 40,000 unread, and that is ridiculous. My school email has 5,700 unread, and my Made It to Medicine email has like 800 something unread. But my residency email account that I made has 0 unread because I was staying on top of getting interviews and second look, all that information. So if you haven't done so already, please do that. Start the paperwork that they send you sooner than later. It could take up to 60 days to receive your license, and this is your temporary license, I believe. And I don't think that we can start work without it. So yes, do that. Your official transcript cannot be certified more than 30 days prior to your graduation date. So do not go trying to get your transcript just right now if you are not graduating April 27th, because you're going to have to pay for another one. Check with your school for your actual graduation date, because my actual graduation date is 2 days after I walk the stage. So that just means what is the date that goes on your diploma. And you'll need to submit your undergraduate official transcript. There's a fee associated with your temporary physician license. Mine is $230. When filling out MPI, please put your program or school or your medical school's address and phone number, because your MPI number, it follows you the rest of your life. And you don't want people to look up your number and see your home address and your phone number, because that's invasion of privacy. Just don't want that. And if anyone else has any other tips, know of any other tips that they'd like to share, please do so. Help out the newbies. Like, here we go, going from the top of the food chain all the way back down to the bottom. But it's okay. We're still moving. We're still learning. We're still growing. And this is also exciting. So I had therapy earlier today, and I just ran the whole everything down for my therapist, and how my rank list turned out, and how in particular last year I made a post on TikTok. On my road to becoming a physician and getting accepted to medical school, it was very hard for me. I'm a 5-time MCAT taker. I applied to medical school 3 times, completed 3 post-bac programs, and in medical school, I've had to take USMLE Step 1 3 times. I found out last week that I failed my surgery clerkship, and I have to redo 8 weeks of hell all over again. And I was feeling sorry for myself. I'm currently on Step 2 dedicated, like a 4-week block before completing what was to be my last rotation, psychiatry, but now I have to redo surgery. And so I stopped studying last week. I needed the week to rest. I needed the week to just soak. But then yesterday at evening service, my pastor literally kept saying he got stuck in his praise break. It always works out. And it does. I hope you sit in that and know that whatever it is, it'll work out. And it was after going to a church service, and my pastor, he literally got caught up in the spirit and started saying it always works out. It always works out. And he started pointing to people saying this, and he locked eyes with me saying it always works out. And I want to say that was right before I found out that I had failed my surgery retake exam. And it was either right before or right after, I can't remember, but it was around that same time. I found out I had failed my surgery retake exam. And I'm like, always works out. What do you mean? I was supposed to do an away rotation, and there was this one program that I just knew oh, this is the program for me, and I'm gonna apply to do an away rotation there, and it's gonna be a perfect match. I in turn could not do any away rotations, which are audition rotations. You go to programs that are not your school that you attend on applying to, and the rotation is going to be 4 weeks long. And essentially, while you're there, that is your interview, an unofficial interview. They'll see how you're working with the team there, with the support staff, and how you are clinically, instead of just reading on your application. Something oh, this is the hospital for me. I want to be here bad. And I ultimately was unable to apply for any away rotations because I had to complete my surgical rotation again, which was an additional 8 weeks. And I had, I believe, an open block of 12 weeks in my schedule. And so I was only going to apply to 1 away, and I wanted 8 weeks to study for Step 2, or 6 to 8 weeks to study for Step 2. Once I had to redo this freaking surgery rotation, I was well, that sucks. Oh, literally, I'm so upset because now I can't do this away rotation. Ultimately, I didn't even get an interview from this program. And the more I've done my research, because I've gone to some open houses before I submitted my application, I was kind of not really sure this is the right fit for me. But I think for me, I had vibed with a resident when I went to the conference in 2024. I vibed with the resident, and they were open with me about some challenges that their program had. But I'm just okay, I still kind of want to be here, and y'all have like some emphasis on reproductive health, and will set me up with an OB mentor since I really like deliveries. And I was like, okay, like that's what's up. But I think at that point I hadn't really established all of my interests. I didn't know that I am particularly interested in addiction medicine and gender affirming care. Like I didn't know those things then. I just knew repro justice, repro health, sexual health. So let me go back to the point of all of this. I made this TikTok and I'm saying all these things. Like it all works out. It always works out. It always works out. I left, went out with my friend. We hanging out, we kicking it. I come back home hours later and I log back on to TikTok and I see a lot of nasty comments talking about how I basically sound like I'm not worthy, I'm unqualified, I'm not even going to get interviews for residency, I should drop out, I'm never going to match, all these things. So to have like this full circle moment of applying to residency, getting interviews, and then on every single interview that I went on, they were great. Like I was well prepared for my interviews. And I let my personality shine. People were vibing with me. We were connecting. And yes, I answered the questions that they had asked me. But I also was able to connect with them on a personal level, just shooting the breeze with folks and getting to further know them. Because, like as they're interviewing you, you're also interviewing them. Like I'm going to spend the next 3 years at this program. So I need to know, are we locked in? And ain't going to be no switching up. Like I didn't know throughout the interview cycle, or like before starting that cycle, right? And so when I started it, after each interview, I would just create my rank list. So the first place that I interviewed at, well, obviously they're number one because I have no one else. And so like, that's how I did things. So I'm updating my therapist on all of this, and she knew what I was looking for in programs, and we meet once a month now, and to see where I left off at and let her know like where I ultimately matched at and the things that were compelling to me for the program, and just knowing that I'm going to receive amazing training and the support. Because I think no matter where you go in residency, the training's going to be good. Like, because you have to be board certified. Like we all have to have met certain milestones and markers to get there. But the support piece is very important to me. It's no secret that I have like had academic struggles or academic challenges, but when I am properly supported, I perform well and I meet the mark of the standard that I've set for myself. So I'm no longer sound like I'm a bad test taker. No, we are working on things. I'll have in-service training exams every year, and we're gonna do well. Okay, we're just gonna put that out there because it does always work out. But like leading up to match week, one person who was a heavy hitter, and I remember their handle because it was a very odd name. They were a person claiming to be a physician, and they were spewing all this hate to me. They followed me the Sunday before match week, and I was just like, well, this is odd. Like, first of all, I don't really check who's following me or whatever, but when I go in for my notifications, like they're there. So to see that, I'm like, this is weird, and you're doing it right before match week because you want me to be on your feed so that you can see that I don't match, because those are the words that you said to me, a complete stranger on the internet, about a year ago, that I'm not going to match. I need to just drop out. I need to just give up all these different things. And I was talking to somebody and they were like, girl, just block them. And I was like, you are so right, because I don't have to respond to negativity, and neither do you. So like literally I am moving forward, protecting my peace. I block them. They do not know that I have matched, or unless they have logged in anonymously. Like I don't know. I can't control who's going to look at the content that I put out there. But I'm not saying that I'm doing anything for haters, because I'm not. I don't go to sleep, think about haters. I don't wake up thinking about haters. But it does feel good to know that the God I serve always going to look out for me, always will provide, and always will make a way for me. And the way that my confidence has grown over my time throughout medical school, and just knowing that like I am worthy, I do deserve, I can do hard things. Like I'm waking up every day and showing up. I'm doing hard things, harder things than some people have ever done in their lives. And yeah, we might hit a little turbulence, but we still gonna land the plane safely. And so like post-match, match day felt like a dream. It felt like a movie. I was in complete awe of everything that was going on. Like it couldn't have been a better script that was written. And even on the interview trail, just seeing that I was desired. If I listened to every troll, if I listened to every hater telling me that I wasn't worth nothing and you ain't never gonna blah, 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 insert whatever negativity that I'm refusing to feed my spirit, I might have been doubtful going in, you know, like not being able to do any away rotations, having failures on my transcript, on my my medical student performance evaluation form that programs get as part of your application. Like I could have been down all that, but I also know that I'm a people person. I'm human and I'm real. I'm me. Like you're going to get so much genuity when you speak to me. And this is the same way that I show up for my patients. This is why patients like me. This is why I was a co-vice president of my class. This is why I had a lot of leadership roles in undergrad and even in grad school. Like there's a reason why my track record, my experiences are the way that they have been, because I choose to authentically show up as myself every single chance that I get, which means every single day I'm going to show up as me. And I am very hopeful that I have a set of like amazing co-residents, and we really just gonna do the dang thing for the next 3 years. And I'm sure lifelong friendships will be made, and we are going to lean on each other and rely on each other for, you know, help as we go through this journey. Like I'm not saying that this is going to be easy and that the hard part is over, because residency comes, yeah, I'm going to get paid, but no one's going to be telling me you can leave home, you can leave and go early because you're a 4th year medical student or you're 3rd year. Like that part I'm really going to miss. But I do look forward to telling a medical student like, yeah, your notes are done. Okay, let's do a little chalk talk, you know, a little quick 10, 15 minute important, you know, some highly important information that you need to know as being a family medicine doctor, or, you know, for your shelf exam, blah, blah, blah. I'm very excited to send them home after that, and like just being nice to people, because it's cost you nothing to be nice to anybody. I am very passionate about teaching and breaking down the hierarchy within medicine, because yeah, the hierarchy's there because you have a different knowledge base, skill set at each level. But I think baseline, foundationally, everyone deserves respect regardless of your title. Like, so necessary. So I'm just very excited to continue to be a leader, the leader that I was always born to be, and just see where the next 3 years take me. My program is getting us fleece jackets, and I'm also certain that we get white coats too. But I was like, okay. So I texted one of the residents asking, y'all, that word is so hard for me. But I hit them up to see if they sized up in their jacket or not, because my Patagonia for school, I want to say, is a medium. But then when I got another jacket from Fabletics, I got it as a medium and it was too big. So I'm actually going to just give that away to like a friend or something, because I'm like, I can't. But yeah, I would say I'm excited. It is a very exciting time, and I haven't received paperwork to say exactly when I'll start residency, but I believe it's going to be July 1st. So that means I have another like 3 months and a week of vacation before I start and do any of the things. So prepare to be sick of me. More match day content's coming. I have some a vlog from the activities we did throughout the week, and then just other things that I've been getting into since I have finished medical school back in December. But as always, I am going to go back to that tab that I had requested y'all to tell me what are some information, some things, some content that you would like to see. I'm definitely going to put that out as well. I actually might record it this week, because why not? The anxiety from match day is over. Because as I told you, I ain't had no anxiety match week, but match day. I was 99% sure that I was going to match my number 1. But that 1% tried to creep on up in there and do some things to me. But I will remember this forever. I'm literally going to frame my letter, because why not? And I'm going to have it hanging up in my office. Like, I am that excited, y'all. It's still palpable. Okay. But, yeah, let me try to actually get some more residency things done. Whatever this email is in form with, like, I have a login username. I don't even really know what this is for, but I will log in to do that, and then we will go from there. All right, catch y'all in the next video. Thanks for tuning in to Madeittomedicine. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.